There's a quiet truth I've come to realize after caring for patients over the past 20 years. Sometimes, the simplest things we do each day are the ones that matter most. Let me ask you something. Did you know that eating just one piece of fruit a day could lower your risk of stroke by up to 30%? It's surprising, isn't it? And yet, many people over 60 are still choosing the wrong fruits, or skipping them altogether. Now, I'm not talking about exotic, expensive superfoods from across the world. I'm talking about fruits you've likely seen all your life: apples, bananas, maybe even papaya. But here's the catch: how you eat them, when you eat them, and which ones you choose can make all the difference for your heart and your gut. When I turned 45, I started noticing small changes in my own digestion. Nothing serious, just the kind of things we tend to brush off. But after helping hundreds of seniors manage their heart health and bowel issues, I knew I had to listen to my own body too. I changed how I looked at food. And what I found was surprising, even for a doctor. Today, I want to share with you 5 everyday fruits that have the power to support your heart, your gut, and your overall well-being without any pills, powders, or pricey supplements. So, if you've ever wondered why you still feel bloated after a healthy breakfast, or why your cholesterol won't go down even though you're eating better, this might just be the missing piece. Let's take a closer look together, one fruit at a time. 1. Apple. A clean heart, every day. There's an old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And believe me, after all these years as a physician, I think there's more truth in that than we give it credit for. In fact, I sometimes joke with my cardiologist friends that apples might just put them out of business, at least for the patients who take their daily habits seriously. Let's talk about why this humble fruit is so powerful, especially for those of us over 60. Apples are rich in a natural fiber called pectin. Now, you might have heard that fiber helps with digestion, and it does, but pectin does something even more remarkable. It binds to cholesterol in your digestive tract and helps escort it out of your body before it ever has the chance to clog up your arteries. I like to think of it as a gentle sweeper for your heart and blood vessels, quietly keeping things clean without making a fuss. But the benefits don't stop there. Pectin also supports your bowel movements by feeding the good bacteria in your gut. When those bacteria are happy, you're more regular, less bloated, and less prone to inflammation. It's a win for both heart and gut, two of the most important systems as we age. Now, let me share something a little more personal. For years, I struggled with slow digestion, constipation, bloating, nothing serious, but enough to make me uncomfortable and sluggish. I tried everything: fiber powders, supplements, even prune juice. Then one day, I decided to go back to the basics. I started eating a fresh apple first thing in the morning. Not juiced, not baked, just a crisp, raw apple with the peel on. And I kid you not, within a week, my body felt lighter, more regular, more alive. It reminded me how often we overlook what's right in front of us. Of course, not all apples are created equal. Some are packed with sugar, others have less fiber. And depending on your body, one variety might serve you better than another. I'll talk more about that later in the video because choosing the right kind of apple can make all the difference. But for now, just remember this: you don't need a complicated supplement to support your heart. Sometimes, all it takes is one apple. Every morning, every day. And if you're anything like me, it might just become your favorite part of the routine. 2. Blueberries. Protecting your brain and gut at the same time. Can something this small really help improve memory? That was the question I asked myself the first time I read the research on blueberries. At first glance, they seem almost too simple, too ordinary, just a handful of tiny blueberries. But don't let their size fool you. Inside each one is a powerhouse of nutrition that's particularly valuable for those of us in our 60s and beyond. Let's start with the brain. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants, especially one group called anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue color. These antioxidants have been shown to protect brain cells from oxidative stress, the kind of slow damage that can build up over time and contribute to memory loss, cognitive decline, and even dementia. In simpler terms, they help shield your brain from aging. But here's what I found most fascinating. Regular consumption of blueberries has been linked to improved communication between brain cells, especially in the areas that control memory and learning. It's like clearing static from an old radio signal. Suddenly, everything sounds sharper, clearer. Now let's turn to the gut. Blueberries also contain a special type of fiber that feeds beneficial bacteria in your intestines. And when those bacteria thrive, they produce short-chain fatty acids. These are natural compounds that reduce inflammation, strengthen your intestinal lining, and even communicate with your brain through what we call the gut-brain axis. Yes, your gut and your brain actually talk to each other, and blueberries help keep that conversation healthy. I remember a week where I decided to put this to the test for myself. Every morning, I added 1 cup of fresh blueberries to my breakfast, either in oatmeal, with yogurt, or just by themselves. By day 3, I felt lighter. By day 5, I noticed my focus during afternoon appointments was clearer. And by day 7, I found myself sleeping more deeply through the night. Maybe it was coincidence, but it felt like my whole system was operating with more ease. Now, I always keep a small bowl of blueberries in the fridge. It's become a little ritual, sweet, refreshing, and deeply nourishing. There's something poetic about how such a small fruit can do so much, like tiny guardians, working silently behind the scenes, repairing, protecting, restoring. But don't just take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Just remember, not all blueberries are equal. Frozen ones are great if fresh aren't available, but avoid sugary syrups or juices. And whenever possible, go for organic to reduce exposure to pesticides, especially since you eat the whole skin. And as I learned firsthand, 7 days is all it takes to feel the difference. So why not start today? 3. Ripe papaya, gentle support for aging digestion. It's not just delicious ripe, papaya is what I like to call a true friend to the aging gut. As we get older, many of us notice subtle changes in how our bodies handle food. Meals that used to feel light now leave us feeling full for hours. Some people deal with gas, bloating, or a general discomfort they can't quite explain. And in my years of working with older adults, especially those recovering from gastrointestinal surgeries, there's one fruit I keep coming back to: papaya. Papaya contains a natural enzyme called papain. Now, enzymes are like the helping hands of your digestive system. They break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates so your body can absorb the nutrients without working so hard. What makes papain special is how gentle yet effective it is, especially for people whose digestion has slowed down. I remember one patient in particular, a sweet woman in her 70s, recovering after colon surgery. She was tired, fragile, and afraid to eat. We started with soft foods, warm broths, and then I suggested something simple: a few slices of ripe papaya every morning. Within days, her digestion improved. Her appetite returned. And she told me, half laughing, half relieved, "Doctor, I haven't felt this comfortable in months." But that's not all. Papaya also contains natural anti-inflammatory compounds. When your digestive system is inflamed even in small ways, it can affect your energy, your sleep, and even your mood. By calming that inflammation, papaya helps restore a sense of balance inside. It's like a soothing balm from the inside out. And let's not forget it's easy to chew, naturally sweet, and hydrating. For those who have trouble swallowing pills or chewing tough foods, papaya becomes more than just nourishment, it's comfort. That said, not all papayas are created equal. Choosing the right one is key. You want a papaya that's ripe, but not overripe. The skin should give slightly when pressed, with a golden orange hue and a gentle fragrance. If it smells sour or feels mushy, it may be past its prime, and that can lead to more fermentation in the gut, not less. I usually cut mine into cubes, squeeze a touch of fresh lime juice on top, and enjoy it slowly in the morning sun. It's a quiet, almost meditative start to the day. And for those who don't have access to fresh papaya year-round, frozen chunks can be a good alternative. Just make sure there's no added sugar. It's always amazing to me how nature seems to provide exactly what we need, especially as we age. And papaya is a perfect example of that: soft, healing, unassuming, yet powerful. So if your belly's been feeling a little off, or if digestion has become a daily struggle, this might be the gentle reset you've been looking for. Just be sure to choose it right, because how you pick your papaya makes all the difference. 4. Banana. Balancing the gut, supporting the heart. One of the most common fruits in the world, and yet one of the most misunderstood. Bananas are everywhere, affordable, convenient, easy to eat. But here's the surprising part. Most people don't realize just how powerful this simple fruit can be, especially for those of us over 60. Let's start with the heart. Bananas are rich in potassium, a mineral that plays a key role in regulating blood pressure. As we age, our blood vessels can become less elastic, and our risk of hypertension naturally increases. But potassium helps counterbalance the effects of sodium in the body, relaxing blood vessel walls and supporting smoother circulation. I've had many patients who've seen improvements in their blood pressure just by adding potassium-rich foods like bananas to their morning routine. But beyond the heart, bananas have another gift: support for digestion. They're gentle on the stomach, naturally soothing, and packed with soluble fiber. That means they help regulate bowel movements without causing cramps or urgency. For anyone who struggles with constipation or irregularity, especially as metabolism slows down with age, bananas can offer a gentle, daily boost to the gut. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Not all bananas work the same way. A ripe banana yellow with a few brown spots is softer, sweeter, and easier to digest. It contains more simple sugars and is ideal if you need quick energy or have a sensitive stomach. On the other hand, a slightly green banana one just turning yellow has more resistant starch. This kind of starch acts more like fiber than sugar. It feeds beneficial gut bacteria and supports slower digestion, helping you feel fuller longer. It's better for blood sugar control, especially for those managing diabetes or prediabetes. I'll admit something to you. For years, I ate bananas right after dinner, thinking it was a healthy dessert. But over time, I noticed bloating and discomfort. It wasn't until I started paying attention to when I ate banana sand, which kind I realized my mistake. Bananas are best enjoyed in the morning or early afternoon when digestion is strongest. Eating them too late in the day, especially with other heavy foods, can lead to fermentation in the gut, causing gas or discomfort. Now, I enjoy mine mid-morning, often with a handful of walnuts or a spoonful of peanut butter. It gives me steady energy, satisfies my hunger, and supports both heart and gut in one small, satisfying package. One more tip: if you have trouble chewing, try slicing a ripe banana and freezing the slices. They make a cool, creamy snack on a warm afternoon, and they're just as nutritious. So the next time you pass by that bunch of bananas on the counter, don't overlook it. This modest fruit carries a quiet strength. It doesn't shout for attention, but it knows exactly how to take care of you from the inside out. And if you're wondering whether you've been eating bananas the right way, well, you're not alone. I'll share more about that in just a moment. 5. Pomegranate. Strengthening blood vessels, supporting digestion. This bright red fruit isn't just beautiful, it's remarkably powerful. Pomegranate has been treasured for centuries, often called the fruit of life in ancient cultures. And today, modern science is finally catching up, revealing just how much this jewel-like fruit can do for our health, especially as we get older. Let's begin with the heart. Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols. a type of antioxidant that has been shown to improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and even help keep artery walls more flexible. This is especially important as we age, because our blood vessels naturally become stiffer, making it harder for the heart to pump efficiently. Polyphenols act like protectors for those vessels, helping them stay relaxed and open, so blood can flow freely to every part of the body. I often describe pomegranate as red fuel for the heart. In fact, I like to call it my red heart fruit. Just a small glass of pure pomegranate juice, or a few spoonfuls of the seeds, gives my cardiovascular system a noticeable boost. And I've seen similar results in my patients, especially those looking to support healthy blood pressure and circulation. But the magic doesn't stop there. Pomegranates are also fantastic for digestion. They contain compounds that nourish the good bacteria in your gut, the same ones that keep your immune system strong, your mood stable, and your digestion smooth. A healthy gut is the foundation of so much more than we realize. And pomegranate, with its unique blend of fiber and plant compounds, helps keep that foundation strong. Now, I'll be honest, pomegranates can be a bit tricky to prepare, but once you learn how, it becomes second nature. Here's my favorite way to eat them. I slice the fruit in half, hold it over a bowl, and gently tap the back with a wooden spoon. The ruby seeds fall out like a little waterfall of jewels. I sprinkle them on yogurt, add them to salads, or just eat them plain with a spoon. Sweet, tart, and refreshing. They wake up the senses in a way few other fruits can. There's something almost ceremonial about eating a pomegranate. You slow down, you savor, you take your time. And in doing so, you give your body something precious, nutrients that go straight to your heart and deep into your gut. But here's a little secret not everyone knows. If you're buying pomegranate juice, make sure it's 100% pure, no added sugars, no blends, and drink it in moderation. It's powerful, but concentrated. Just half a cup a day is enough to deliver its full benefits. So, whether you enjoy it as a snack, a garnish, or a morning ritual, remember, this isn't just another fruit. It's a healer, a protector, a quiet, potent gift from nature. And the way you prepare it, the care you take with each little seed, that's part of the medicine too. We've just walked through 5 simple fruits, nothing fancy, nothing expensive, just everyday gifts from nature. Yet each one carries something profound: support for your heart, relief for your digestion, and nourishment for your entire body. Apples that sweep your arteries clean, blueberries that sharpen your mind and soothe your gut. Papaya, gentle as a hand on your back when your stomach feels unsettled. Bananas that balance your pressure and keep you regular. And the radiant pomegranate fueling your heart, one seed at a time. These aren't miracle cures, they're not magic pills, they're real food. But I've seen again and again, both in my patients and in my own life, that what we choose to put on our plate, day after day, quietly shapes our health more than we realize. And here's the beautiful part: it's never too late. Whether you're 60, 70, or 90, your body is still listening, still responding, still healing. So start small. 1 apple with breakfast, a few blueberries on your oatmeal, a slice of papaya in the afternoon. Let food become your gentle medicine. If any of these fruits resonated with you, I invite you start with just one this week. Observe how you feel. Give your body the chance to thank you. And I'd love to hear from you. Which fruit will you start with? Leave me a comment below. Your story might just inspire someone else watching. And if this video gave you something useful, some hope, a new idea, or just a moment of reflection, please don't forget to like and subscribe. There's so much more I want to share with you. Until next time, take care of your heart, your gut, and that quiet strength inside you that keeps moving forward, one small, beautiful step at a time.